Hey friends, I'm Matthew Almeida here. I work as a teacher in El Shaddai. Now, what is El Shaddai? For past 25 years, El Shaddai has been working with children who are on the streets, who are orphans, who are left out, whom there is no one to care for. El Shaddai cares for all these type of children. And here we are at Garcia de Horta Garden, the municipal garden in Panjim. Every 19th of November is celebrated as the International Day of Prevention for Child Abuse. So we also organize rallies to make people aware that we have to do away with this evil which is mostly not focused on. Many times children are not taken care of. So we are here. We have children coming from all over Goa, from Margao, from Vasco, from Asagaon, everywhere. From the slums, those in the schools. We have a lot of volunteers, counselors, teachers who are assisting us here today. As you can see, there are hundreds of children here with us, and they are aware of that they have a future ahead. They are aware that it is their right to get educated. They are aware that they cannot be abused. They cannot be forced to work below the age of 18. They have the right to have a future. They have the right to choose their own career. So this rally is a rally that is conducted to make children, to make elders, to make parents, to make people aware about the rights of these children. We are starting from Garcia de Horta Garden, and we will take a silent rally from here, and we will walk towards Azad Maidan. At Azad Maidan, there is a wonderful program that is set in the presence of our chief guest, Mr. Carlos Alvarez, who is the MLA of Aldona constituency. Also, the mayor of the city will be there, the DGP will be there, the CWC members, and so on. And we are so excited. And as you can see the smiles on the faces of the children, they too are very, very excited for this rally and the program that we are going to have later.
Slogans that are given?
Yes, you can see the slogans. This means stop child abuse. Stop forcing them to work below the age of 18. Stop abusing them. Do not touch them with a bad touch. Do not do anything to them. They are innocent. Save their life. We know that in the past, very recently, some days back, some children were abused, raped also. We need to stop all this. We are innocent. We deserve a future. Children don't know where to go. They look up to the elders. When elders become monsters, this is the danger for the society that we can have. And this is a danger which hardly is spoken about. Nobody talks about it. Today is a day I think we speak out loudly and tell people, yes, there are lots and lots of crimes happening against children. There is a lot that we need to do to protect our children. There are millions of children who are abused, who die with hunger, whom there is no one to take care of. There are newborn babies who are thrown in the dustbins, who are found on the streets and so on. We need to stop all that.
Okay. Which are the children participating today?
We have children from El Shaddai homes. There are shelters for boys and girls. There are shelters in the slums, in Vasco, in Margao, in Asagaon, in Panjim. So children are come from there. There are also some children who are come from nearby schools as well. So El Shaddai takes care of a lot of children, tries to make sure that we give them a good future, not only academics and studies, but also in music, in sports, in dance, and many other co-curricular activities. So they become very creative, artistic, and enthusiastic about their future ahead.
How many days this activism has taken place?
It is a process of many years. This is not the first time we are having this rally. We have been having this rally in the past years also, but because of COVID, we couldn't do it for a year. But this is after a year or two that we are having it for the first time, and you can see the excitement on the faces of the children and also on the volunteers. Yes.
So what will be the concluding function?
We are taking a rally, silent rally from here, that is Garcia de Horta Garden from Panjim. We are walking to Azad Maidan. At Azad Maidan at 5 o'clock, we are having a short program where there will be dances, performances by children. There will be speeches by dignitaries.
रा 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 और बच्चा यार यार बढ़िया बढ़िया keep one side
Oh, я был принц. Первый пиратский капитан плавал. Самый большой флот пиратский.
Hello, my name is Ada. I'm from Ukraine, and I'm doing soap bubble show for kids and adults entertainment. And today we're taking part in this charity event with my partners, my husband and my daughters. They here also, and we love Goa and Goan life. So as often as possible, we're taking part in this type of city events because we enjoy ourselves and trying to entertain each of the guests.
My name is Alina. Today I'm doing makeup, face art, some glitter tattoos in costume of Elsa, Princess Elsa. And I'm really glad to do something beautiful for kids because kids is the most beautiful things we have in whole life.
where you are from
I'm from Ukraine.
okay
I'm,
what,
I'm here with my family and we want to support these kids.
okay what do you like about Goa now
Goa is very beautiful place. They were kind people, very kind. We're always smiling, always like take care of you. So Goa is very beautiful.
come straight come straight
Yeah, I'm Matthew Almeida. I'm a teacher in El Shaddai School in Asagaon. So El Shaddai organizes this
Friends,
prevention
we
of
have
child abuse
now
rally every year on the
Amit and
19th of
his
November,
team from
which is the
ER
International Day of
Academy
Prevention
for
of
going
Child
to
Abuse.
perform on the
This is to
stage.
make people aware
Let's
that
put our
children are
hands
precious and they
together
shouldn't
for
be abused.
ER
That is, not to
Academy.
force them into work below
She is
age
the
of
winner
18,
of
to
Max
stop
Speedcom
sexual abuse, to
2020,
stop other
Vishak
abuses. Recently in
Kulnikar.
Goa also we are seeing a
Put
lot
your
of
hands
cases where
together,
children are just
friends,
dumped in
and please
dustbins, in the
welcome
gutters. children are raped. Recently we had cases in Panjim also. So this is a
The
program
dance
to
is
make everyone
choreographed by
aware,
Amit.
starting from the children, to make them aware that they have the right to education and they should be aware of what is bad touch, good touch, that they should not go out with strangers immediately. They should be aware of it. To make also parents aware not to beat their children, not to abuse their children and force them into work just because they are poor. So we have a lot of
Friends,
NGOs
please put
like
your
El
hands
Shaddai like us
together
who
for
have
this
also come
lovely
here
young
today
girl.
and joined with us
Nisha
to have this
is going
program.
to perform
We are
the
here
lovely
at
dance
Azad Maidan. We
choreographed
started
by
a silent
Amit.
rally from Garcia de Horta Municipal Garden, and we are having this program now for the children in the presence of our chief guest, Mr. Carlos Alvarez Ferreira, the MLA of Aldona constituency.
For this big event, which I feel is actually led by children. That's the essence of this event, and I congratulate all the children who have openly come. आप सब लोग यहाँ ये टॉपिक पे ये मार्च जो आपने लिए इसके लिए मैं धन्यवाद करना चाहता हूँ. I can't speak much in Hindi, but there are few things which I want to put forward. Child abuse is become a concern, especially in the state of Goa. The month of November we are supposed to be, it's a month where we celebrate the lives of children. Just few days ago we have Children's Day, and tomorrow we have what? World Children's Day. Tomorrow is Universal Children's Day. And in this month, it is very shocking what has come to, especially the child sexual abuse. At least to my best knowledge, around 10 cases reported in this month itself. This month has not come to an end. And besides girl child being sexually abused, we had in this month at least 6 cases of boys being sexually abused. So this is something which is worrying, very worrying. This is something which should shake all of us. This is something not nice happening to our children of Goa, who are our future. And this is something which we need to do, engage on a continuous basis. I thank again El Shaddai, and I request all the stakeholders that this issue be taken not only through these rallies, but we have to do something called as massive prevention. This is something, a worrying factor. We all have to join together. We all have to join our hands together and fight against this abuse that is happening for children. I'm only talking about sexual abuse, but there are several types of abuse. So there is no record of what's happening in the lives of our children. And not only sexual abuse, all types of abuse should be dealt and prevented from happening to our children, which are the future of our country. With this, I again thank El Shaddai for creating this massive awareness, leading this massive campaign, and I thank you for inviting me. I'm sorry I have to rush because I am going to Delhi to launch the module for child welfare committees in the hands of Union Minister Smriti Irani. I have to leave, so I requested time again. Thank you, Matthew, for obliging and allowing me to speak before the other guest speakers could speak. Thank you so much.
Vijay Benedictu and Peter Borges, who just left. El Shaddai is actually a name of God, and it means "O God." But here El Shaddai is a trust which I have been looking at and I've been following closely, which has been doing a lot of community work for the children, especially the destitute children. And what I like the best is the page of theirs reads this: give children a reason to smile. I say everyone should smile, right from the childhood to adulthood, even to old age. Everyone should smile. Because if you smile, you give a smile, the world smiles back at you. I have seen that they have approached this child care with great strategy, thought, and immense hard work, right from constant care to community overreach and even advocacy, which they protect the children. One fundamental thing which is being done by them is providing education. It's like you plant a good seed. You plant a good seed, you get a good tree, which gives you good fruit. And therefore, El Shaddai Trust, which has been set up here and running from Asagaon, I've been reading very often of the child rescues which they have been doing. But important, we have laws. We have laws which are there to punish people. But I don't believe personally that it is a law which is required to put people in and bring them in order. If we have education and we give good education to the people, I can assure you, incidents of abuses, whatever kind of abuses, will reduce. I also say one more thing, we should approach everyone, irrespective of their background, their religion, their nature, whatever their culture, with love and affection. As I said, if you show love and affection, you get it back. And remember, children will always respond in the same manner in which you treat them. So I congratulate El Shaddai for this wonderful initiative. 1995 to have been set up, to come a long way till 2022 is quite an achievement. Sometimes there are organizations which set up kind of trust in societies, initially with a good motive, but then it collapses on the way. But to have held out, to have weathered the storm and still been able to fly your flag, my hearty congratulations. Thank you for all you are doing, because as long as you keep our children and you take care of them, you make our society good and you will make Goa a beautiful place. Thank you once again.
बहुत लंबा गाना है, बस इसके लिए आपके लिए गाना था ये. मैं बहुत लंबा टाइम नहीं, क्योंकि और भी लोग आ रहे हैं बात करने के लिए. But I would like to thank El Shaddai for the wonderful work they have been doing. I know Matthew Korean for a very long time. मैं जानता हूँ उनको बहुत सालों से. उनकी खूबसूरत बीवी को भी, his beautiful wife, Julian, Matthew, and they are very dedicated people. देखिए, किसी दूसरे के लिए, अपने बच्चों के लिए करना तो सब करते हैं, पूरी दुनिया करती है कि नहीं करती है, लेकिन किसी और बच्चों का ध्यान रखना, ये बहुत दिल बड़ा होना चाहिए इसके लिए. और इन्होंने दिखाया है 1995 से कर रहे हैं और बहुत ही अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं. बहुत बच्चे आज जो यहाँ बैठे हैं वो एल शडाई से आए हुए हैं. ज़ोरदार तालियां आपको. आई वांट टू कंग्रेचुलेट यू. गिव अ बिग राउंड ऑफ अप्लॉज टू योरसेल्फ and to Pastor and to Matthew Korean and Julian Matthews too. They have been very hard working. देखिए, to have this prevention of child abuse सिर्फ El Shaddai का ही जिम्मेवारी. It's not the responsibility of El Shaddai. It is our and your responsibility too. क्योंकि it may be कि आप बहुत कुछ ना कर पाएं. Maybe you may not be able to do much, but even very little, whatever comes in front of you, अगर आप वो करेंगे, the world will be a beautiful place. And I want to encourage you, I want to ask you to please put your bit into this. Every child has a right to live, a right to education. Every child, no child is for earning, it's for learning. Okay? And I want you all to know that कि हर बच्चे का हक बनता है कि आप बच्चे को पढ़ाई हो कि वो बड़ा आदमी बन सके. बहुत बच्चे हमारे देश में हैं, बाहर बहुत फ़िक्र होती है, लेकिन हमारे देश में शायद इतने हैं कि हम लोग फ़िक्र नहीं कर पाते हैं। इसीलिए इट इज़ आवर ड्यूटी for me and for you that if you can do something, don't leave it all only to Matthew Korean and Julian Matthew for this work. Let us do our bit. And if you do your bit, the world will be a beautiful place. God bless you. Thank you for having me. It's been a joy to be with you this evening.
Dear children, all dignitaries on the dais, Advocate Khalus, our beloved MLA, Vijay and CWC member and our friend Mrs. Vijay, and all the staff and the children, thank you for, and the supporters, thank you very much for coming this evening and making this evening as really beautiful and meaningful to remember. And I also want to thank my Russian team who is helping us with all kind of performance and bubbles and all that. And I also want to thank all my sponsors and supporters to make this 19 days campaign as really successful. Now El Shaddai is doing this 19 days of campaign for quite a number of years with an intention of bringing people aware about the rights of the children. There are 12 fundamental rights our Constitution promised to every child. Out of 12, 4 of them are most important. They are the right to live, right to education, right to protection, and right for the freedom of expression. But most of the time, these rights are denied because of poverty and the sectarian thinking among us. We as a society, we are divided in the name of caste and religion, and the children are the worst victim of this separation. We got to remember, though we come from different states, different culture, different religion, and different castes, we are one nation as India. And our nation has a constitution which protects the rights of the children, whether it's a Muslim or a Hindu or a Christian or a Dalit or an untouchable, each one have an equal right in this nation of India. We have a beautiful constitution, but many a time, because of the division among us in the name of religion and the caste and the state and the language, children get abused and victimized. If you travel in any city in India, including this very Panjim, you can see children begging. You can see women carrying drug children and asking for money, and nobody addressed it. If you travel to villages of India, you can see people living with 1 meal a day. They cannot afford 3 meals. It's not that they are dieting, it's that they don't have money, they have no job. I work with a lot of tribal villages number of times. I went and stayed in the tribal villages. When I see their life, it breaks my heart. I go to Mumbai very often because of my work. We have a work in Mumbai in the sex working, among the sex working people. It is such a tragic and pathetic situation. Even recently we are trying to rescue a woman who has cancer, but she owes a lot of money to the brothel. She still has to sleep with 5 to 7 men every night, not because she enjoys, because she has no other choice. I seen women sitting in lines in the brothels of Nagpur, brothels of Mumbai. Earlier we had in Vasco, in Vaina, waiting for somebody to come, dress up and put all the makeup, making them look absolutely pathetic, to be honest, to sell themselves to get their livelihood. You know what? After selling pleasure to so many people, they still remain very, very poor. I see women across age of 35, 40. All the teeth are gone because nobody cared for her while she was pregnant. She didn't got the proper food, proper medication, or proper nourishment. She lost her teeth. She has a backache. And she still has to work in Goa itself, in the slums, because she has an alcoholic husband who doesn't care for her, demand to bring the money every night. If not, she gets beaten up. She has hungry children. She need to put food on their plates. She has no choice. You know, we as a society, we need to wake up to this issue of hunger. India has become the fifth richest country in the world. So much to boast, so much for all of us to be proud. India become one of the nuclear power. We become all kind of things. We become the head of the G20. But do you know, India is highest in number of people going hungry every night. We are number one hungry nation in the world. We are highest in illiteracy. We are highest in infant mortality. We are highest in hunger. Not only that, India is the 13th most unhappiest country in the world. We have nothing much to boast. We have a lot of things to put our head down and to be ashamed. So we do this 19 days of campaign to make an awareness to the public, to the fellow citizens, that hey, there are some people who need your help. I started this El Shaddai 29 years back without knowing what I was getting into. I met one Lamani wearing all gypsy clothes, and I was fascinated because I never seen Lamanis in my life. So I started talking to him and I realized the entire community, millions of people are in the community, none of them ever been to school 30 years back. I said, that's not right. And they can't go to the government hospital because they are filthy, they go in group and they make a lot of noise. Government hospitals are not ready to treat them. I had seen they've been kicked and pushed out of the bus. I can't blame the locals. Why? Because they are smelling, they didn't have bath for many days, and they do not know how to cross a road because they are coming from the tribal villages. I said, this can't be right. They are my fellow Indians. We have to do something to bring a change in their lives. So I start teaching them health and hygiene, family planning, why you should not get married at the age of 12 or 13, why you should educate. Today I can say proudly, all the Lamanis, all those tribal people I start with, all of them go to school. Not only that, some of them become doctors, engineers. Many boys and girls I knew whom we help as a charity has more money than I have. It makes me feel very proud. It's not my work alone. It helps so many other people. When I started charity, so many people said that it's a bad thing. You'll get a lot of criticism. You know, when you do good, you get accused all the more. If you do bad, nobody bothers. Remember, whenever you think of doing good, get ready to be blamed, accused, criticized, mocked and ridiculed, maybe jailed. But if you don't do, who else? I started a small initiative. I would say over the years, we helped more than 70,000 children. We helped thousands of families. We relieved hundreds and thousands of women out of poverty, made them empowered to stand on their own feet. We had projects in Sikkim, Gujarat, we had projects in Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Goa, Kerala. We silently worked over the years, made a huge difference. Even the COVID time, we fed more than 1.8 million people, every day, giving food. We helped thousands of people. By giving the COVID supply and by giving the ration. So this campaign is all about to make the public aware about the rights of child. Children has a right for food, shelter, education and participation. Children's opinion has to be listened. We cannot put all the children under the carpet or under the machinery of religion and the caste and the state separation and oppress them. We can't be a successful country if we don't learn to care for the poor and the needy and the oppressed. Years back I heard a song. It says that homeless and the needy will be no longer be ignored. All will celebrate the favor of the land. When I heard that song, I said, I want that song to be my tagline. Homeless and the needy should no longer be ignored. All of them, everyone, should have a right to be part of this great development happening in our nation of India. We become the fifth richest country. We are the richest people in the world. We have a lot of millionaires. We have Indians living more richer than Americans or Europeans. But we all are under shame. We do have people living in absolute poverty, absolute rejection. We do have people living in agony and pain. Shame on us as a nation. We are still the 30th unhappiest country. We are the hungriest nation. We as individuals, as a citizen of this nation, we need to wake up and say, come on, I need to play my role. It may be small or big. Who knows what you're going to become? But when hundreds of us wake up, say that I want to make a change, our nation will change. Businessmen, politicians, they're all good, but they will not make the change. You will make the change. So thank you very much. Thank you for coming and gracing this occasion. I personally want to thank Advocate MLA, Advocate Carlos, our MLA, great friend and a great support of righteousness, and Vijay and his wife, and Madam.
As a politician, sir, how important is a program like this in our Goa?
I will tell you something. My association in helping society is not because I'm a politician. I think each one must get forward to support the cause which El Shaddai is taking forward. Having established in 1995 and doing so much human service, right from caring for children to giving them education, to giving them support and making them stand on their own feet. And this, if you have an education given, which comes not only for the children, it also helps uplift the family. These kind of abuses can be physical abuse, mental abuse, can also be sexual abuse. So abuse can be different types. And you must not forget sometimes most of the abuse are in-house abuses. And it's not necessarily that there are strangers who abuse. Those are lesser number. Not that they don't happen, but they're lesser number. So we need to make sure that these children are kept in a good environment, happy environment, and I'm there to support the cause. Let me say one more thing which perhaps you may know or may not know. I have also been a musician. I am a musician. I have also been a teacher of music. So I have taught children from the age of 4 right up to people of the age of 72. And you know how to handle children of different ages. You require music can't be taught like in a group unless you are singing or theory of music. But I was teaching piano, so you have to have individual attention. Each child is different, and if you can know how to understand the child, and the child can grow and surpass the master, you have achieved your goal which you have set out for these children. So I'm happy that El Shaddai has taken up this task. El Shaddai is doing human service for caring for the children, uplifting society. Remember one thing, it's not if I'm happy. If my neighbor is happy, I will be happy. If my neighbor is not happy, I will never be at peace. Because either the neighbor troubles me or he troubles someone else. And that is how we will not have a happy society. So I believe that this kind of effort must be made across the board, whether you're a politician, not a politician, anybody. And we can just put a smile and make sure the smile comes back to us.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for taking your time and coming here for this program. We will be very grateful for you in future as well. Thank you very much.
One question.
Thank you, sir.
Is the government doing enough to prevent child abuse?
See, the government brings in legislations. The government has got these apna ghars also for these children. But I think you require not buildings, you don't require courts, you don't require judges, you require people who understand a child. You must understand problems, and that is how you take care of it. As I said before, it's not bringing laws. You bring a law, you punish someone. I remember at the time of my election, this I will tell you something. I mentioned that a lot of things are going on. Children are unemployed, and unemployment is causing crime rate to increase, or even drug to be taken by children. And I was criticized by some opponents by whispers, by saying, oh, if you know who's taking the drugs, you report them and make sure they go to jail. Answer is not putting someone behind bars. Answer is finding the root cause of the problem, trying to solve it, resolve it, and I can assure you, once you put someone in jail, he'll become a hardened criminal, and that doesn't help society. It only shows the lack of sensitivity, the lack of education of these kind of people who sit in the balcony and want to hit at us. And that is what is the fundamental of El Shaddai. Government, you see what happens. There are some people who are good-minded, but when they get transferred or they get retired, the other person who comes there by default, you have to have a complete analysis, a complete background check of these people who are put over there in the government institutions. And according to that, they should either be there or they should be out from there. Finally, their motive should be to help the children so as to help us. And I think, don't think everything should be with the government. I don't believe in it. Because there are sometimes, when we were in school, there were teachers, but they were not educators. They were good teachers. They could teach us maths, they could teach us Hindi and whatever, but they were not educators. What it requires to give them a good foundation, good education. And when I say education, it's not just a degree.
Well, I was not really knowing that what this event would be like. I thought it was one of those rallies which they have. But this is something been very different. It's been a different sense because it was children's. And children is such a beautiful thing. And it is so sad to know and to also hear that, children are neglected in India so much. And I wish the government may be trying their best, but they can't do. We need to also contribute. It's not the job of El Shaddai, where Mr. Matthew Kurian and his lovely wife, Julia Matthews, they're doing a wonderful job. And I know them for a long time. The great work of loving, caring and sharing. What a beautiful thing to say. But I'm so grateful to God that, they have opened our eyes, and I wish the nation at large will rise up to this thing of putting in their bit. It's not that you can do much like how El Shaddai is doing it. Maybe we all can't do it. But if we put our little bit, and every child matters, and if we can do our bit, this world would be a beautiful place to live in. And India would be beautiful because Indians are wonderful people. It's just that we don't think about this particular thing about children and abuse and women abuse so much. I wish we see the depth of trouble that they have when those people go through it. I hope people will understand. I hope I will be able to do something more, what I have done, but more than this as time goes on. And I thought the nation at large, the communities, irrespective of caste, religion, creed, color, we should all come together and look after the children and women who are sometimes abused very badly. So let's make it a point to think about that, to become aware. I'm very much happy that they've had this program today of awareness of this prevention of child abuse campaign in Goa. Wonderful place, wonderful people, one of the best places to be around nowadays. And so I'm so happy to be here. But above all, let's, on a serious note, let's take care of our children and underprivileged women and children always. So God bless you all.